every game is in there chat. All right, good afternoon and welcome to Johnson Haygood Stadium. We'll have our first press conference of the year for football. We are excited to start the 2024 campaign. We open this Saturday, August 31st at 6 o'clock at Charleston Southern, that is Buccaneer Field, with the inaugural Low Country Boil Bowl. It is a 7-6 in favor of the Citadel. Contest right now, looking to make that 8-6, and we have the first ever trophy for that contest. Now to speak, Coach Drayton. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you. Here we go. We're back. We made it. One more season. First of all, we want to thank the TCBF. None of this would be possible without them. We also want to thank the CFA, Citadel Football Association. And thank you to you, all the loyal supporters, fans, people who support our program. We thank you very much. 2023, it wasn't all bad, just most of it. A lot of people got upset when I told the truth last year this same time, and we will always tell the truth. But 2023 did have some good things, and what do I mean by that? We don't look at mistakes as mistakes. If we learn from it, if we never do it again, then it's a lesson learned. So we had a lot of lesson learns going into 2024. Now, a few stats from 23. We played 29 football players who did not start or did not even play high school football. That's right, 29 that didn't start or play high school football. And they're still with us today, and they've gained by leaps and bounds. We also, by week 7, played 16 true freshmen, or they either started or had significant playing time. So we're excited about that because they were able to gain experience. Now you fast forward to 2024. I tell you what, this winter workout program was something gruesome. It was not for the faint of heart. We went 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 5:40 in the morning doing football-specific drills, and then we brought them back in the afternoon where we did our weight training sessions. The guys that completed this portion of the program, I tell you what, they saw leaps and bounds, a difference in their bodies. We also educated in nutrition during this time frame, and they were able to put some weight on, some good weight. But not only that, on Wednesdays, we would take Wednesday afternoon and we had what we call bulldog bonding, where we learned how to tie a bow tie, to change a tire, to check the oil in our vehicles, when we learned how to write checks. Yes, some people still write checks. We learned how to put the correct postage on a letter. So that's how we spent our winter. And then coming out of winter, we went into spring practice. Spring practice, we had 15 opportunities. And during this 15 opportunities, we were very excited about what we were able to accomplish. This is where we spent time on the how and why, our process. We were able to see some young guys emerge. We were able to see some of those 29 players that I talked about before develop into players who now will again play for us, but now with a different confidence, a different swag, a different ability about themselves. So spring ball was very good to us. And then we rolled around into the summer. And this is where I'm so proud of our kids. We had 73 kids that took it upon themselves to stay in Charleston this summer. They had to work jobs to pay for their housing. They had to work jobs to pay for their food. And so a thank you to the employers, the people that employed them. We would get up at 5:40 in the morning once again, 4 days a week, and we busted their butts. But these employers did a great job of working with us, allowing them to get to work sometimes as late as 8:45, 9 o'clock because of the Charleston traffic. But these guys, they stayed all summer, and we got a lot out of that. Feel really good about that, which leads us to training camp. And we have completed training camp. We did not lose anyone to injury. Feel very, very good about that. It says we now know how to practice. There is a way to practice in order to be more efficient during the season. So having said that, fall camp was about mindset. So a lot of what we talked about, a lot of what we did was in not only coaching the human body, but coaching the mind as well, which brings us to today. We're very excited to be here today and very excited about our opponent. I'll be glad to take any questions at this time.
I was going to say, obviously a different message here. The first press conference this year as opposed to last year. What makes you optimistic about this year as opposed to last year?
Yes. I'm very optimistic because of the time we put in. I just went through, from January to now, the time, the dedication, the nutrition, thanks to our athletic director as well, making sure that we have that component. We're just a better human being turned into a better football player because of the time put in, because of the closeness and the time spent together in the Bulldog Bonding program. So we're very excited. Now, yes, I'm optimistic. And yes, we are a better football team. We're no doubt about it. We're a better football team. But that doesn't necessarily result into wins and losses. We still have to go out on that field. We still have to execute. And the ball has to bounce your way, and you have to stay healthy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What about, was there something that you maybe learned about the team or that you know now that you didn't know when fall camp started?
Yes, when fall camp started, we have unwavering support for one another. In the spring and the summer, that's what we were trying to build. But you never really know if you have it until you put them through some of the dog days of camp. And I was public enemy number one, and that's what I wanted. We wanted to put them in situations where they had no choice but to lean on their brother, and they came together. I do want to say this. I learned this from Chuck Pagano when I was working at the Indianapolis Colts, and he would always tell us, the enemy always lies in your own camp. So what is the enemy? The enemy is unwanted distractions. The enemy is, it can be overconfidence. The enemy can be a policy put on you right before you have to report. The enemy can be a lot of different things, okay? And because of that, we wanted to preach that mindset about limiting the distractions and keeping the main thing the main thing. So I did not know if we truly got it, but we definitely have it now.
Now that y'all have had a couple of scrimmages, what are kind of the biggest takeaways about this team, maybe compared to last year, that you've liked or seen how these guys play?
Yes, I want to brag on our strength staff. We have created through our nutritional program and the sacrifices of a lot of people, we have been able to create mass. And anytime you have mass, you're able to move another human being. We will be able to move human beings. The biggest thing that you get at military schools is in the trenches. Typically in the trenches, your guys are undersized because of the lifestyle. But going into this first contest, we're where we want to be from that standpoint. So I'm very excited about our trenches.
Does Jonathan bring that kind of extra optimism that maybe you didn't have last year? See you releasing that for your optimism?
No, I don't want to put that solely on him. The one thing I have to be careful about, and our coaches and his teammates, is not to put too much pressure on him. The last thing we need is for him to think he's our savior. Somebody said that the other day. I said, no. For those believers, it's only one savior, right? So we don't want to put that on him. It's important, though, that he understands his limitations as well as his capabilities, which I think he does. We want him just to relax and do what we ask him to do, and we'll be just fine.
How important is just getting one win? Like, to get that off your shoulders, for these guys to know what a win feels like? How important is just getting it? You feel like if you get that one, it can spiral into others?
Well, we know it can spiral into others, but you don't want to put all your eggs in that basket, because what happens if you don't get that win, right? And from my vantage point, I have to have a broad spectrum vision. We do walk very confidently. We walk upright and circumspect. We're not resolute at all, but at the same time, you cannot put too much into one game. And you may lose your whole season if you do that. So we're balanced with it. This is a big game, not because of this trophy, but because it's the next one. And next week you'll hear me say, hey, we got a big game this week. Not because it's our first home game or not because it's South Carolina State, but because it's the next one. And then the third week of the season, you're going to hear me say, hey, we got a big game this week. Not because it's North Greenville and their coach is a Citadel alum and we want to make sure we win that one. It's only because it's the next one.
Looking at Saturday, A, how important is it to set the tone for the season, and then B, playing a crosstown rival, kind of maybe any implications for maybe swaying a recruit, or kind of how important it is to kind of win, take care of home?
Yeah, so it's very important. So I told our team the other day, and just to give you a foreshadowing of some of our goals, we want to be city champs, right? We want to be city champs, and if you can handle this one, you're well on your way to be the state champs. And what do I mean by that? We play every scholarship FCS football playing school in the state this year. So that is one of our goals: be city champs, be state champs, and then ultimately be the SoCon champs. So it's very important. And I tell you what, Coach Gabe over there, I think he is a wonderful man. He is definitely a great ball coach. He's in his third stint at CSU, his second year as the head coach. Just to brag on him a little bit, when he was at Albany State as a head coach, he went 37-17. And 17-5 in his last 2 seasons. He won a conference championship in 21. He had the #1 ranked defense in 2021 as well. When he was the offensive coordinator at Charleston Southern, and he's responsible for some of the wins on that trophy for them, they won 36 games in 4 years. They went to the playoffs under him as the OC in 2015, 2016. And they won that conference championship, in 2016. He's also, Nick Saban is like the ultimate. He also was a graduate assistant at Alabama under Nick Saban. So their lineage and what they're able to do from a coaching standpoint is it carries a lot of weight. So it's important that we really dig at the details to get after these guys, because they will be detailed.
Going off that, what do you see out of Gabe's team? What challenges do you see CSU kind of presenting?
Well, they present a multitude of challenges. And we're not going to harp on this the way we did last year, but they have multiple transfers. All right, that's the age we're in, so I won't go on and on about that each week. In addition to having those transfers, what makes them so challenging is those guys have all played and they have all won. Going back to your earlier question, winning, it is contagious. And because they have felt that already, we have to find a way to make sure it doesn't get to that point where, it's contagious on their side and they feel as if they're going to get that win. So we have to start fast. We definitely have to start fast and do what we need to do to win early and often.
With that, what do y'all need to do specifically to win? What areas do you think y'all can succeed at?
Absolutely. Everything starts with the ball. The ball is life. We have to protect the ball. We have to secure the ball on offense. We have to, on defense, extract the ball. Ball extraction has been big for us. We work that every day. In addition to that, we can't give up the big play. What we've learned in studying at the FCS level, if you make a team earn what they get, if you make a team, as Hank Stram said, matriculate down the field, if you make a team do that at this level, at some point they'll self-destruct. Right? So if we can eliminate the big play, make them operate, they'll eventually make that mistake. We'll get the ball back, or they'll punt. We'll still get the ball back. And then the converse is we have to do those things. We have to punch it in. We want to play a boring grade of football, to be honest with you. And what I mean by that is 4 yards in a cloud of dust. Then, you know what, maybe you only got 3. Then you come back and you pick up 5. Oh, they stopped us for 2. Not a problem. We're still on pace because we just picked up 6. As long as we stay in that realm and we don't force the big play, which we do have a guy who can throw the ball vertically, we just need to stay within our framework, and we'll be just fine.
You may not like to single out guys. Was there maybe a player that maybe started camp off the 2 deep, but throughout camp he kind of caught the coaching staff's eye and kind of worked his way onto the 2 deep?
Absolutely. I can start in our defensive secondary. Hometown hero, played his ball at a Division III school, NAIA school, Will Pickering from Wando High School. He came in here, he was 3rd on the depth chart, and he's worked his way into being a starter. We're going to release our 2 deep here Wednesday, but, I can tell you he's a starter now. And then we have another young man in the secondary. Now, what makes this young man so unique is he's a walk-on, a graduate walk-on. We have graduate walk-ons here. These are grown men who have degrees, who have eligibility, who was not offered a scholarship. They were just offered the opportunity to play football, right? Who now will be a starter for us. And one of those guys is Evan Bird. All right, so we're very excited about him. So now everybody can go and do their research and go try to figure out who this guy is.
Thomas Wyatt's a guy who's had a pretty good fall camps, off-season as well. And when I talked to Coach Jackson, just give me what your impression.
Yes, Thomas Wyatt has had a great offseason. Very excited about his matriculation, his maturation process from last year till now. He is the spoken leader on defense, playing from the second level, playing linebacker. He's done a great job in transforming his body. If you can't tell, that was big with us in the offseason, transforming his body and his mind so that he can be that leader we can depend on. He's an every down linebacker for us, so we feel really good about him as well.
Any more questions from Coach?
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.